Laru.
Name of your business.
The name of my business is called the Resourceologist.
Okay. Now, we were on a panel together, and you dove right into your transition from the State Department to knowing that even at the State Department, like my brother, you had handcuffs on. You couldn't do everything that you wanted to do because you wanted to serve. So in the name of your business is all about resource and giving that resource. Tell us about what you do and how you're about to do it on a large level to make sure our students and their parents have the resources to money.
Okay, so my business is, again, the Resourceologist. And so what I do, parents are working, kids in school, and life is lifing. So I help connect busy parents to programs, activities, and scholarships. Last time I checked, there was over 1.7 plus billions, not millions, dollars in scholarships. There's money on the table and opportunity that my melanated kids are not aware. There's things in certain schools and certain districts they share, but in certain schools that information is not shared. So the resourceologist, I work with the students, I work with the parents. We all know before you go to college, you need to have activities. And when you get the activities, if your school doesn't have what you need, you have to go outside that school and create what I call your ecosystem. I help them find programs, activities, which lead and build up to applying for college.
Now y'all watch this, right? Because see, sometimes people can talk about it, but you live it.
I use my daughter as an example.
Come on now.
So my daughter, right now, she's 19. So my daughter went to a school in Washington, D.C. area, Washington Union. So I helped shape and create the ecosystem for my daughter. Most people think you can get everything in one place. You can't. Like the prior speaker about building your team, I created an ecosystem. My daughter speaks 5 languages. I put her in a Mandarin Chinese school, and whatever that school didn't provide for her, I went outside the school and I brought it to us. And so from elementary to middle to up until high school, she was well covered with the languages and everything she needed. And that came from me starting a Resourceologist. Even before I started my business, I provided so much free game and knowledge on my daughter's school web portal that people thought I worked at the school. I said, I don't work here. I'm just a parent like you. I wasn't on any board, no parent board. But
your daughter's at what school?
My daughter goes to Santa Clara University.
And how much is that tuition, and how much is being done because of the resources that you found?
The school itself is about 80,000 plus K a year. She's the first student from her school that received the Johnson Scholar Merit Scholarship. It covers her full tuition for 4 years. We pay for room and board. And I'm trying to get her to become an RA so we won't have to pay for that too. So then it'll be $0.00.
Okay. So when we talked about not just my children in school, but Ms. Corbin also. So you have been using AI. So tell us about this AI. Unpack this AI tool and how are we tapping into the resources through your AI tool?
Okay, so the AI. ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, those are your large language models. Most people are using a tool to input something and get something out. That's just like you scratch a lottery ticket, you're just scratching the surface. You have to go to settings and you have to set it up to give it your voice. You have to do certain things in settings and they have to learn you. So when you prompt it, and the speaker before talked about prompting, you have to know how to prompt, garbage in, garbage out. You can set up the AI tool no matter which platform you're using. You can set it up and it can provide you information in the morning. I built an agency using AI. I'm a solo entrepreneur. I built SOPs, 17 of them, and I built the advisory board. Every morning when I log on to Santa Clara, it provides me a report. It tells me where the business is, and it breaks it down if that business is good or bad, why not. So the AI tool, you can use it the same way for scholarships. No matter which platform you use, it's all about knowing how to use that platform. And if you don't know, ask the platform, how can I use you? How do I put information to get information out? So the question, I don't know, should go away. We had Google first, right? Uncle Google. Now we got the LLMs. If something you don't understand, you ask the AI. You can't break it. It's already trained. People around the world using it.
Right.
It has an IQ about 155.
So we're at this AI conference together, right? And I'm not just learning from you, I'm learning from your husband, and I'm pulling this together. And you say, Tate, we could provide a online platform, a class, where we teach the young people and their parents how to do the properly prompts, right? So I want to unpack that class. What will people learn? And how would you expect them to, because the money's out there. So talk about how we're going to use it, and talk about the money that is in the well. We just got to dig it out.
Right. So that class, I'm expecting the parents and the students first to understand what artificial intelligence is. Some may know, some may not know. And also to teach them how to prompt. I'm giving away a set of prompts as a giveaway. When you put the right prompt in and you set your large language model up from the back end, when you prompt it, and I'm not talking about typing stuff in, there's a icon like a microphone. You can speak to the AI and you can do what's called a brain dump. So if a student is looking for scholarships, some kids might want to do other things like apprenticeship, trade, or start their own business. You can talk to the large language model and say, this is where I'm at, this is what I want to do, and this is what I need. Ask me questions that I may not have thought of. It will unpack your question and rewrite the prompt. It'll give you bullet by bullet or paragraph, however you tell it to give it. It'll give you all the information you need.
Now, you have done this before. You have a couple of your students who are in other universities with paid tuition. Can you share about some of the money that you've already discovered, or some of the grants that's out there, scholarships that's out there? Because we want to lead people with a tool that they can use even after the class.
Yeah, so one of the clients I worked with last summer, she attended the school for walls. And so I worked with her maybe about 5 or 6 times. And so I wanted to understand what her high school counselor did for her and where she was in her need of getting to college. So we were. If you have a rising senior this coming school year, over the summer, I know weather is good and the picnic is good and the boots on the ground is good, that personal statement need to be done before school start. And you need somebody to look over it. We did the personal statement. She built her college list. When you're building your college list, the school need to be a good fit. So you need to love the school to love you back. She did her list. She said what her major was, and she said she wanted to do marketing. I told her to go to a book called Occupational Handbook. It was around when I was in school. I told her to go do some homework and come back and let me know what she needed, how much that job paid. She said, the median income is about $50,000. I said, you plan on living with your parents all your life in the basement. What is $50,000? Her dad wanted to jump out the window, and he was like, oh my God, I'm into computer cybersecurity. I want her to do that. Don't push your dreams off to your kids. Let your kids discover who they are. You support them. So through this one-on-one meeting online that I had with her, they text me Christmas time. She got into all 12 schools that she applied to. Every school we walked through, she got into all 12 schools. I gave her information that some high schools counselors were not providing that to their students. I told her how to use the common data set. It gives you data about the school, how many kids applied, males, females, part-time students, how much scholarship, how much money they have. I even taught her how to look for endowment, how much money the school had, what type of resources they had, even comb down the website as to what type of scholarships that school had. By the end of our 5th or 6th session, I helped her to create an Excel spreadsheet. Because life is life, and kids are kids. You can't keep all this up here.
Right.
So we built a phenomenal Excel spreadsheet. We had everything from the college's website and more built on this Excel spreadsheet. And as she went through and applying for the schools, green was a go, yellow she wasn't sure, and red was a no-go. So everything she needed, everything I taught her about finding the money and the scholarships, she plugged and played everything on this Excel spreadsheet that we built together. When December came, she got into all 12 schools. Clark University gave her $88,000. Temple gave her about $80-some thousand. So 6 of the schools gave her money. I think the other 6, maybe some loans. They want to give her some loans. I think maybe one school gave her like a few dollars. At that point, that's between the family and the student to decide what school they're going to. But I also built KPIs, and I educated her on what school she wanted to go, and she had to tell me why she wanted to go. And
all in this spreadsheet.
Don't tell me you want to go to a school because it's a name. Most kids are going after the name. You got to go after a school who love you and got the resources, because there's money out there. So she said, I want to go to this school. They have my major. I'm waiting on more money from the school. I said, we can't see into the future. We got to look at the numbers right here on this sheet. I did a KPI, had her to explain to me and break it down. After that was between her and her family what school they chose. She decided to go to North Carolina A&T.
How much you had to come out of pocket?
Not much. The 529, the scholarships they gave her, and the work study program, little next to nothing.
And a lot of our young, how many of you all, when y'all remember that time, that making that decision, when you was doing a lot of it by yourself, right? You were doing a lot of it trying to, right? And so now with technology, and we understand that we can get the Greater Washington Urban League every year. We were giving money to send students on competitions at at Roosevelt, my alma mater. Love that Rough Riders. But we were looking for ways to this year to do like my brother BK said, not just teach one, but teach, thousands, right? So we're looking about an online, and I'm asking you all. Do you all know a young person that will get online to get this information and that needs this information? Yeah. By show of hands? Yeah? Right. And so we know that if we're getting our young persons to be there and to make that spreadsheet, how does this help them in there? Because you speaking from experience. What have you seen? How did it grow that young person in having the power of making intelligent decisions? Who did she become after that experience with you?
She became more confident. When she reached out to me, she said the information, the process that you taught me, when I went back to school in January, she's a senior, she said I went back to school, my high school counselor was just starting to talk about some things that we did last year. You got to make a decision on May 1st. Where you going?
Yeah.
Her high school started talking about some of the things, not all the things I covered. They talked about a few of the things, what the kids need to do. They need to build a spreadsheet. The high school counselor didn't tell the student what needed to be on the spreadsheet. They said you need to complete your college application. Let me know which teacher is going to do your recommendation. I'll make sure the recommendation get uploaded to the colleges. You complete your application. That was it. Yeah. After the results came back, you're on your own. It's between you and your family. Yeah. So I'm in the process of building an app. I'm a SaaS builder. So in the AI realm, it's large. So you got to know your lane you want to be in. So I fell in love with building an app, SaaS builder. So with the AI and the knowledge that I invested like over 4,000 hours in AI after departing from the 3-letter agency, right? So the app I'm building, I'm going to close the gap for 9th grade up until 12th. So the 9th grade, they have roadmaps and things they need to do. 10th grade, they have things they need to do. That's a roadmap. 11th grade, you have things you need to do in the roadmap. The 12th grade in my app, it's not taking a high school counselor's job, but in my app, I'm going to make it better. I'm going to make it better than what the counselors are doing in my app. Right? So when the student go into the app, not only my agent is going to pull scholarships called scraping, API. I'm going to scrape stuff from social media because scholarships on social media, they're over here, they're over there. I'm going to scrape the information, bring it into my app based on the major GPA, understudy, whatever it is. It's going to bring scholarships to them. I'm also going to help them with time management in my app. If you apply for a scholarship, it's going to tell you whether you haven't started, you started, or you completed. If the scholarship deadline says this coming Friday, and you log back into the app, when the deadline comes, you log back in, that scholarship gone. Yeah. It's not there. We don't need to look at old information. We need to look at what's available. So my app is going to close that gap. And the best part of the app I like is when they become a senior and they get those offers to college, and you know how you get those different letters from different places? And they say you got a loan here, we give you this, and all the letters are different from different colleges. They don't all write the same language on the offers. They're not trying to help you understand. They want you to be confused.
Right.
I'm going to upload 5 into the app.
Yep.
And when they upload the offers, it's going to give them bird's eye view. Not just total cost and attendance. Can you bring your car to campus that first year? How much it costs?
Look at my son, he's very thinking.
Room and board. Most schools don't have 4 years for room and board. They give you 1 year. So outside of your total cost of attendance, what are the other things that parents don't know, the schools didn't tell you, your high school counselor didn't tell you? So my app is going to give you a bird's eye view and help the students and parents make a sound decision on what college work best for them.
So now y'all see why we're going to have her at the next Business Wisdom Wednesday. But this AI class, for those who want to learn more about what you're doing, because we want to do this class in June, right? We're still working on the curriculum. We're still kind of putting it, but everyone show me a hand one more time if you think this is a good idea. All right. This is your time you can reach out to her. Tell us how to reach you.
They can reach me. My website is www.theresourceologist. Business number is 202-236-6580.
Now we want a minimum of 1,000 young people on this. We want a minimum of 1,000 young people in this class, because each of those young persons will be inspired enough to teach at least 5 of their friends. And we believe that we're going to change the way of not just going to college, but we talk about trade schools. We're talking about young people who want to start businesses. There's money out there for that. And we want to keep those students who are in school, because there's nothing like coming back home because you don't have enough